Awesome guys, Mayur this side, and let's get on to the first demo video of how I actually do it when it comes to subdomains. Okay, I just want you guys to focus on the methodology here. Don't try to implement it, don't try to automate anything, don't try to create some random tool, because going forward I will actually teach you how you can automate that thing and how you can like simply automate anything, not only this thing, the anything. So whatever tools or anything whatever I'm doing here, it's just for demo purpose, and this is the first time I'm telling you to just watch it. Don't follow it, but see how I do it. Okay, like how you can find bucket name in subdomains. So let's get started, and let's just take any of the domain out there, right? Like possibly something on HackerOne, and how we can target that one. Okay, so let's go to the HackerOne site, and let's take any of the domain. And don't worry guys, it's like very simple to automate. Okay, and I will teach you. Okay, so let's take any of the program which is latest. So this Arcos Lab is the latest one. So just copy the domain name, right? So domain name you guys know, right? It's like acroslab.com, that's it. And whatever is forward of that is subdomain, so don't worry about it. So what we will be doing is, this is my machine by the way. Okay, the Linux machine on which I hack. So I will just create a directory there, and I will just go into that, and what I will do is I will search for all the subdomains. Okay, so this domains, that command that you are seeing, it might not work on your machine, and it is not supposed to work on your machine because I customized it that way, right? Like I don't have to type like tons of stuff. I just do it like domains, whatever domain name I give, it will just run all my tools below, and it will just give me the subdomains. Okay, so I will teach you how you can do that going forward, so don't worry about it. Now right now whatever you are doing, like getting subdomains and all, it's all fine, it's all fine. But going forward we will see how we can set this type of automation. Okay, so forget what is going on the right. I'm just checking whether like this tool is working right. It's creating some files and all, so ignore that one. At the end it will just give me a file with all the subdomain names. And why we are doing so? Because I told you, right, the most of the times the bucket are the subdomain names itself, as simple as that. So let this complete, it will just find all the subdomains for you, and let's see how many subdomains we got. Okay, so I have this file, so I will just do cat wcl. Don't worry about this command guys, you will learn everything. So now you see I have 500 subdomains, and if you observe the subdomain guys, like most of the time it is like southeast, EU west 1, EU east 2, and so these are like AWS regions, and what we are getting out of this is the backend infra is AWS. So that means we are finding the right thing. If something is hosted on GCP or Azure or something like that, and you are finding S3 buckets, it won't work that way. But we are doing the right thing. We are finding the S3 buckets for a company which is using AWS service, which makes sense. So this is my another command which I say just buckets. Okay, so what it does is it takes all these things, whatever you like subdomains we find, and it runs the same ls command, right? S3 ls command, and see, and it actually like throws that output to a file. Okay, and why we are doing so? Because that is being taught, right? That is what I taught to just run s3 ls command and give it a bucket name. But the only thing that I'm doing here is I'm amplifying that thing for not only just one, I'm just looping that thing to all the subdomains. Okay, so all the bucket names. So if you see, it has started, and now it is checking that same AWS s3 ls command for all these bucket names. And if you see, this is the type of output that I get. So it is checking whether that bucket is open or not, right? If some output other than this I get, that means okay, that bucket is open. So let's see. So most of the time you are seeing like no such bucket, that means that is not a valid name. Okay, when I say not a valid name, I mean to say the bucket with that name does not exist, no one has created that bucket. Okay, so you see, like it's no such bucket, no such bucket, that means that is not a name, like that has not been even been created by that company, the name is not created. Okay, so forget subdomain logic, now we are just finding buckets. Okay, we just have to find a valid bucket name. So let this run. Okay, so it will hardly take like 500 to 600 seconds to like enumerate on all of this and get a final file where I will be having like all the content. So I will just do one thing. I will just pause this thing. Okay, and you can easily see, guys, it's like AWS written everywhere. That means the backend infra is AWS. So you have to look for those kind of bugs, you know, like the open S3 buckets and whatever I will teach you in going forward for AWS thing. Okay, so and one more thing, like now the search has been completed. I want you guys to look bucket names in in GitHub repo actually. Okay, because this subdomain thing is fine, that can be a possible name, but actually the code base that company maintains is in GitHub. Okay, right, most of the times you will find uh, the company will maintain that thing in GitHub and JavaScript files, you know, like in JavaScript files you can search for this thing S3, right? In JavaScript file you can search for aws.com, like AWS or s3.aws, you know, then only you will find some unique buckets. Okay, because most of the time this is a methodology that I follow for subdomains, and everyone might do it, but GitHub and looking into JS files, like hardly anybody put that much of effort. And I want to do that thing because that is a manual thing, no automation or something like that can help you there. Okay, so let's just see the file that is created, bucket logs. So if you see in the bucket logs what is there, I will just throw it out for you. Okay, so okay, so these abracadabra things are, there are some names with star, so ignore that. But you see this access denied thing is there, you know. So these are like actual bucket names, like development dot demo dot acron labs, right? Demo or maybe Microsoft odd dot acron labs, you know. So these are valid bucket names. It's just it is not open, right? So see, earlier we were not able to find what is the name. Now we have a name, right? And we tried to look whether it is open or not, and it just says it is not open, which is fine. And in good case, what you will be seeing is you will be seeing all the files inside that bucket. Okay, so going forward I will teach you like how you can automate anything, you know, like anything. Don't worry about just this one automation if you don't know this what is going on in this screen. Okay, because I know like the students I am training, so I want to make it no brainer for anyone, and I will give you such videos which you won't believe, like which will make your life 300 times much simpler, okay, in terms of automation. So just watch this and just see what is going on. That's it, nothing else here. So I just ran the same command that I taught you, right? AWS S3 ls, just for all the subdomains which I thought might be a bucket name. Okay, the single command, if you see, that is the only single command that I gave, and it's just I looped in into for loop so that I can just check for all the subdomains, and that is how you do it, like, because you don't want to like waste your ton of money and time and xyz stuff doing like looking for buckets manually. But going forward you will learn all this thing. Okay, so don't worry about it, even if you don't get anything out of this video, it's all fine. But that is how my methodology look like, and going forward that is how you will be also doing it. Once I will teach you the automation part, you can simply automate anything. So awesome, guys, you can simply jump onto the next bug or try to find this bug more manually looking into github and javascript files, and you will definitely get it, guys. Okay, so see you in the next video.